because you have such strong, good hair.
Yeah, because I use Philip products.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know when you can keep the hair much healthier because happy hair comes from happy scalp.
Yeah.
God, you have such good hair. I cannot get one, please. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Philip.
Hi.
Hi, it's such a pleasure to meet you here.
And thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
to see me.
Thank you very much for making the time for this interview.
Oh, of course. No, thank you.
Is this your first time in Shanghai?
It is my first time in
Wow.
Shanghai, and I have to say, I love it.
How long will you stay here?
10 days.
10 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I plan on coming back a lot.
Do you have any plan to go sightseeing?
I try to fit in like.
It's a tight schedule for you, right?
Yes, but I like to have fun, work and have fun. So I see a little, work a little, see a little, work a little. So yeah, get to see some things.
Today I'd like to talk about your brand and Philip yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to ask when and in what circumstance did you first start up your own brand?
I started my brand in the late 1980s.
1980s.
I started making product for myself because I couldn't find solutions for my clients. People come to you as a hairdresser, and in the beginning they come for haircuts, and then you go from cutting to color, and then with color you see damage. So then you want to repair the damage. So then you start looking for conditioning products. But along the way, people come to you and they go, my scalp is itching and flaking, and all night I itch and I cannot sleep. You want to help people. The reason why you did hair is because you can make people feel good, and you can make some money. It's a good exchange.
Yes.
You use your artistic skills to make people feel better, look better, and give confidence, and then you can make something to live on. You don't get rich, but you are fulfilled.
Yeah.
So I wanted I said to myself one day, I said, you're a talented guy. You need talented product. And I looked at the industry and I realized I live in a world of soap and water. And we all grew up in a world of soap and water. TV commercials, movie stars in TV commercials, but nothing real. You could get real clothing, you could get even real skincare. But when it came to shampoos, it was soap and water with fragrance, and it still is. Chemicals, petroleum derivatives.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start creating real products for people. So I did it for me and my clients. And every time I worked on the formula, I wanted to make myself go wow. Because I knew if I could make me go wow, I could make you go wow. But if I can't go wow, you're not gonna go wow. Because I'm very hard on myself, because artists tend to push ourselves to do better. And I wanted to help my clients. So I started to create my own products based on knowledge of science.
So your first product is the rejuvenating oil?
Rejuvenating oil, based on human sebum. When you have 12 centimeters of length, your hair is here.
Yeah.
And then if you go 24, you're here. And the oil is coming from the scalp, the food is here. So as your hair gets longer, it becomes more dry. Now, let me say this. If you took a plum, a fruit, and you put it in a food dehydration machine, and you turn it on, in one night the plum shrinks like this, small, and it becomes a prune. That's what happens to your hair as it ages. It shrinks. And I realized as your hair thins and shrinks, it goes like this, the length goes away. And so when I started feeding the hair with oils and lipids and using heat to thin out the oil and introduce it to the hair shaft, I would swell the hair and the hair would get longer in 20 minutes. And you can get up to 30% more thickness and length in 20 minutes.
But every time when we try to recommend oil type of products to our
People are afraid.
Yeah, they will always express their concern like, is it too oily for the scalp?
No,
Help the growth of the scalp?
No, actually, it sounds counterintuitive to use oil. You see, if you study the human body, what you'll learn is that the oil that comes from the scalp is, we call it in the laboratory, warm-blooded animal oil. And animal oil has a very large molecular structure. Plant oil has a smaller molecular structure.
So easy to absorb.
No, not absorb. To mix and solubilize and soften the sebum. It softens the sebum by mixing it together.
Okay.
They solubilize because water and oil repel, but oil and oil solubilize. They marry one another.
Okay.
And so the heavy oil in the head that clogs and stops the turnover of the cells, you can mix the plant oils in and you massage it in and you use a little bit of heat gently and you solubilize the plant, nut, and flower oils from flowers with the human oils from the head, and it makes it soft.
So lots of consumers perceive Philip as a premium brand,
Yeah.
luxury hair care set.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
It's been mainly
Yeah.
because of the valuable ingredients you put in the products.
Yes.
But some people will think it's some sort of strategy to aim a high positioning in the market.
No, I believe it's an investment in you. You have to invest in your body. Like going to a gym, you pay for the membership, so you get the privilege to go and work out and become more fit.
Some people will ask the amber and the white truffle, is it necessary to put it in the
Let's talk about white truffle. This controls this. So that was my beginning. Also, the lipids.
Yeah.
You see, I'm the first company that puts claims, 23.2% pure plant. If this bottle sits, the brown juices will settle and you will see 23% plant concentrates. Plant concentrates are brown in color. They're not beautiful, but they are very active for the brain and for the olfactory sense. They're also lipid rich. So if you have dry hair, this will restore moisture to your hair. But it's an old-fashioned concept. You have to shake it.
Shake it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's separate.
That's why it's separate.
2 layers sometimes.
Yes, yes. You'll also notice it in my medicated products too.
Yeah.
This is a combination of plants, and you'll see it streams through. You'll see the marbleization.
Yeah,
Those are plant concentrates, and
Okay.
your nose knows when it's real. I realize that your brain knows when something's not real. Most of the time, you can detect artificial.
Yeah.
So I want you to create visceral smells that make you relax, that feel so nature. If you close your eyes, you think you're in a forest. And that's what I want you to give people, is something that we lost touch with it. We live in
It's like
cities.
a mental and mind healing.
Yeah. When I started making shampoo, I had an interesting experience. I called the suppliers for the raw materials.
Yeah.
Because initially I went to small stores and people like you and me who made oils. But when you make product, you have to go to suppliers because
the raw materials.
this shampoo has to be the same in 10 years as it is today.
Consistency.
Correct. So when I called the manufacturers for the oils, the suppliers, they said to me, do you want cosmetic grade or medical grade? And I said, what do you mean? Isn't there only one peppermint oil? They said, no, all extracts come cosmetic grade. I said, what does that mean? They said 80% cut with propylene glycol. I said, that's a petroleum derivative. They said, that's correct. I said, why? They said, it makes it cheap. And I said, how much is a cosmetic grade peppermint oil? And they said, 4 liters for $10. And I said, how about medical grade? They said 98% pure.
Wow.
And I said, how much is for 4 liters? They said $25.50. And I said, that's a big difference. They said, yes, it's much more expensive, but it's medical grade. It's more healing. And I use medical grade concentrates in everything.
That's why the smell is
So intense.
real.
And that's why you feel it. When you put this on, you know, your scalp has millions
It's
of
so
nerve endings.
refreshing and
You know, we call it wake me up shampoo.
Yes,
And
it
if you
is.
do this in the morning, and also when you use high levels of quality extracts, these are medicines. You give them 2-3 minutes now. See, we are all conditioned to shampoo and rinse because there's nothing in shampoos, just fragrance. Maybe a little panthenol, 1/1000th of 1%, maybe 0.02, nothing. I wanted to create real. I needed to. It was my calling to create something real in the world. So I did this.
what's the difference between the Russian amber shampoo and the white truffle? How
I can
people
explain.
to make a choice?
So this is classic healing.
Yeah.
This is high-tech healing. And I think depending on your problem, if you maybe you go blonde, you might want to go with more nourishing and nutritional moisture.
Okay.
But if your hair is weak, you want to definitely amp it up.
So can I say it's for very dry and damaged hair, like extremely damaged hair?
Extremely damaged, I would keep on switching around. Because I think you have to keep on switching and switch it up, more moisture and more lipid content, amino acid and amino rebuilding, strengthening.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is the main feature and the biggest competitive advantage of Philip and for this product?
I think the biggest advantage is I'm results driven. If you want to see an instant result, I'll give you an instant result.
So it's result driven, but with natural and valuable ingredients.
Yeah, you see, what I realized very quickly is in my industry, they don't give you active levels of raw materials. When you go and you buy shampoo, it's a plastic bottle. You smell it, smells good, I think I'll buy it. But you don't expect it to really make you young. I wanted to make it work for people. So if you have problems, I wanted to make it real. So that was my goal, is to make things real. So that makes, when you make things real, you make it expensive. When you go, look, American Vogue many years ago called me when I started my company. And they said, the journalist said to me on the phone, how do I describe your product? And I said, just imagine you lived in a world where everything was plastic and polyester, and I gave you cashmere. Once you touch the cashmere, you don't want to wear plastic anymore. You want to wear the cashmere because it feels like fur on your skin. And that's what I said. I'm giving you cashmere, liquid cashmere. I'm giving you the real thing at active levels.
So among all the products, which one is your favorite? It's difficult.
It's hard when you have all these children. They all are beautiful to you. But I have to tell you that I say oil is like blood to the body. Okay, blood is the life. And this is the life of hair. Peppermint shampoo cannot start a day without it. Cannot end my day without it sometimes. You know, after a day of work, you go home and you're so tired. You shampoo, you use this, you let it sit 3, 4, 5 minutes, you sit in the shower, you let it steam into you. You feel reborn again. Then you can go out and have a beautiful evening with your spouse, with your friends. It really improves the quality of everything. And it makes you more conscious of life. Because now you become more aware because you've stimulated the millions of nerve endings in the scalp. You remove the tension, so when you're in the shower you can manipulate the scalp and you can lift the scalp and you can increase circulation to the follicles and de-stress. Stress is the #1 killer of people.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah, so I wanted to create anti-stress products.
And nowadays more and more people suffer from hair loss at a younger age. Especially younger age.
Stress-induced, overpopulation, pollution.
They have the hair received from their forehead.
Yes.
And they're really worried about it.
But many people, when they're losing their hair, they are afraid to touch the hair. When someone comes to me and they say, I'm losing my hair,
I don't wash it. And
it's a horrible idea.
Lots of people say, oh, I lost my hair, so I don't wash it, and I don't move it, I don't touch it, I don't brush it. You know what I say? If the baby's crying, you pick it up. If your baby is crying, you don't not touch it because it's crying. I can't touch the baby because it's crying. You pick up the baby and you give it love. When your scalp is crying for help, you have to give it love. You have to nurture it, you have to massage. Do you know manual manipulation of the scalp like this? Do you see my scalp moving? Yes, that's increasing circulation. That's increasing oxygenation of the skin, of the follicles. That's how you give life back. I was just discussing this with my doctor friend in Los Angeles, and he said it's true that manual manipulation of the scalp can increase circulation and restore hair growth. Secret tips. Oh my God, I love secret tips. Something so simple, and I want you to try this. When you shampoo, when you use the conditioner, I want you to take a comb in the shower with you. Comb through your conditioner. By combing through your conditioner, it manually closes the cuticle layer, giving you a smooth, glassy surface, and gives you much more detangled hair, shiny, perfect hair. So when you shut the shower off,
when you towel dry, your hair comes out easy and you get a shinier, glossier finish. Also, your skin has a pH of 5.5. Your hair has a pH of 5.5 as well. Tap water has pH of 7, 8, 9. What happens is when you wash off your conditioner or when you wash off your product in your face, think about it. You get a toner and you use a toner to tighten the pores and make the skin tight again. But for the hair, when you rinse your conditioner, as soon as you rinse the conditioner, you blow the cuticle open, making the hair tangled again. Combing through your conditioner closes the cuticle layer. Then when you rinse it, as the water's pH opens the cuticle, it doesn't extend open as much, so it's easier for a comb out. I also make something called pH toner. pH restorative spray, you can use it on hair and skin after the shower. When you shut the water off, you're dripping wet, you mist it all over lightly, work it into wet hair and wet skin, tightens the pores, lifts and tightens the skin, closes the cuticle, makes your comb out instant shine, more body. Because when you close the cuticle, the hair stands up. When the cuticle is open, the hair goes limp.
For very dry and extremely damaged hair.
Oil treatment.
Yeah. How long does it take?
Instant.
From the instant.
As soon as you apply oil to the hair absorbs it like food. It eats it, and it swells up for the lipids.
But how to maintain the result?
It's
continuously using the oil.
Well, yes, you do, but you don't use it every time. You just use it as you need it, depending on what you do. But I always say, if you have long hair, if you look at hair, it's like your car. If you look at a car fuel tank, a petrol tank, the roots are full. Mid shaft is half empty. Ends are on reserve. If you have split ends, because like your lips, when they dry, they crack, they split. Well, your ends, if they're cracked and they're split, they're dehydrated. And like I said, when you dehydrate something, it shrinks. When it shrinks, it loses all of its lipid content. So you lose density and you also lose length. So oil treatment restores lipids back to the hair, swells the hair, elongates the hair, gives it more stretch. So when you blow it out, you get longer length. And healthier, more resilient to damage, as well as color dehydration and color damage.
And the last one is a little bit chit-chat.
Okay.
I can see. So I know Philip has lots of loyal celebrity customers.
Yes.
So such as like Nicole Kidman and Kate Blanchett.
Yes.
I love them so much.
Very nice. Many of the customers buy and use the product because I live my life on the road traveling, so I can't be there for them. But I know if you look up on your telephone, if you looked up or your computer, Vogue magazine, Philip B. Nicole Kidman, you could read her story in Vogue of using the oil treatment. Everyone has their stories of my products and how they got success.
So among all of the celebrities, who is the person that surprised you that you've heard she or he is using Philip products? Just pick one.
Oh God.
Too many.
Too many. All over the world. And I was one night at a party and Madonna's brother, he came to me and he said, my sister loves your products. And then I was renewing my passport at the office, and I was standing in this long line, and there was a girl in front of me in line, a young lady, and so, I said to her, I looked at her and I said, well, she must be a makeup artist or hairdresser. So I went, and she turned and I said, hairdresser or makeup artist? And she goes, makeup artist. I said, hairdresser. She goes, who are you? I said, Philip B. She goes, I work for Courtney Love. She has a shrine to you in her bathroom. I said, really? She goes, a whole cabinet of Philip B. product in her bathroom. Wow. So I find, I've heard this from many people in Hollywood, all over the world, famous royalty. I've worked with royals and all over the world, helping people. I think if you love what you do and you help people, they'll love you. And if you just make another soap and water product, you're just like everyone else. You have to do things that make people go, wow. That's how you get people to embrace you. You better put integrity and sincerity in every action in your life, because you get only one chance to live this life, and once the day is over, it's over. So every day has to be very fulfilling. Live it to the fullest, because you only get it once. I don't know what I'll be in my next life, but I know in this life I'm going to appreciate every day. And this is my way of appreciating. This is my legacy to the world. I made something real. And whether you choose to believe me or not is up to you. But the experience will convince you. Yeah. I don't have to be there to tell you. The product speaks for itself. Yeah. Thanks. Love what I did.
Thank you so much, Philip. I
Thank
enjoyed
you.
every minute of
Oh, me
conversation.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I just am thrilled to be here in China and in Shanghai, and I can't wait to see more of China. I've seen so many amazing images of this country, and I just cannot wait to explore more. I'm coming back again in 2 months. I'll be back again.
Oh.
And as I said, I may be doing a pop-up salon here in Shanghai, so I'm inviting everyone to come visit me. Make your appointments.
Nice.
Thank you.